Hey friends, it's been a while, but it's me. Let's take a tour through the garden, see what's going on. Oh, look, it's Arbor and Sunny. The kids, they so busy. Anyway, let's see what's changed. We had some cold days, y'all. We had some days when it was like 18 degrees outside. So, let's see what's changed, what lived, what died. Because it looks slightly pitiful out here, but not as bad as you think. So let's start with, oh, we moved some stuff too. We'll talk about that. You remember there was a green stalk right there, the Legacia blue one, that got moved. So greenhouse is over there, chickens over there, my chicken girl's doing fine. So Legacia blue got right here. And they put out those snow green stalks, and let me tell you something. I thought they were so pretty. So I bought a 3-tier one. And an extra gray disc, extra watering disc, and I broke it up. So look at that, because 3 tiers come with 2 discs. So this has collard greens at the top and parsley and collards in the white tier, and then spinach on the 2 bottom tiers. So it's super cold out here. Well, not today. Today it's like 63 degrees, and honestly, if I was a plant, I'd be confused. I'm a person, and I can't even keep up with what the temperature is. But so as you see, the stuff is that, see, some stuff took some cold damage. Oh, I'm ashy. Ignore that. Parsley, that lettuce. But yeah, see, that was a rutabaga there that I just threw in randomly. It didn't last. These collard greens, well, they look decent. I mean, they look like what you're expecting to look like after the cold, and after I picked off so much for Thanksgiving for everybody. Over here, this arugula, look, let's talk about this. Everybody was saying, oh, arugula is so cold hardy. It only wants to grow when it's super cold outside. Are you sure? Let me show you some arugula again. Oh, here you go. Let's look at this top shelf, this top tier. You know why it looks like this? You want to talk about why it's empty? Because this morning I pulled out all the arugula because it was smoked. It looked absolutely awful. The arugula looked like it had an attitude problem. Like if you had to have a conversation with arugula, it probably would cuss at you. Yeah, arugula problems. So, the white tier, it looks like it has nothing in it, but y'all, I planted some tall Dutch iris. Look at the dogs. Tall Dutch iris bulbs in there. So they can get themselves established over the cold. You plant your bulb, your spring blooming bulbs when it's cold. So that's that. Perennials, well, they do what perennials do. They go into sleep for the winter. And then what I've been doing is, as they've been getting nice and dry, see, this is a Gaillardia, Indian blanket flower. So these are the seeds. So I come out here, I get some seeds, and I sprinkle them. See, these nice and crispy. Okay? So these are the seeds of this plant. I save my seeds, I share my seeds, but I also sprinkle my seeds right back in the pot. And a lot of your perennial seeds need a surface sown. So while these do need to be buried a bit, I'm trying to plant them like nature would. So in nature ain't came outside with a shovel. I was like, I'm gonna just bury these a little bit. I put them back in the pot, and I allow the rain and the weather to bury them, and then I still do a little bit of watering. So as I water and as it rains, it kind of beats them into the pot under the soil. That's the burying they'll get. That's the same burying they'll get excuse me, in nature. So that's what's going on with my perennials. But let me back up a little bit, y'all, so you can see what's out here. So you may remember that the blueberry green stalk was right here, but I planted like 75 or 80 bulbs in here a few days ago. All those blue tags are just the counter bulbs I planted and where they are. So we got bridal daffodils, white gladiolus. So the whole back is going to be the white gladiolus, and they get super tall. And I'm really, really excited to see those get so big over here. It'll be covering like all this will be covered because the gladiolus are going to be super tall. Mixed ranunculus over here, Siberian squill, jumbo alliums, blue Dutch iris. What we got right here? Oh, tall Dutch iris. Is this Thalia daffodils? So daffodils over here, jumbo alliums, Dutch iris, another jumbo allium, Siberian squill, ranunculus, and like I said, here, all the way over to here is the tall white gladiolus. So what we're gonna have here, so this bed is 4 by 2 by 2. My dumb self did. Got a bag of leaves I saw on the side of the road. Pulled over. I was like, hey, let's get this bag of leaves. Let me show it to you. The bag still look full? It is. My intention was to put it at the bottom of this bed. So I had got a new green stalk. Y'all move from there. I had got a new green stalk and saved the box. So we lined the bottom of this new bed with the box, so I don't have any soil leaking out. And the plan was to put this bag of leaves at the bottom and to try to offset the amount of soil that I needed. This bed is 4 by 2 by 2, so it should take 16 cubic feet of soil. So what I did, I bought 10 bags of compost and 8 bags of topsoil because I fill my beds with compost and topsoil. So that's fine, and then I amend them. It took all but 2 bags, so it did take the 16 like it was supposed to, but I totally forgot to put the leaves in there. So it is actually 100% soil, which is most of all my beds are 100% soil. So anyway, sorry looking at these dogs because look at Arbor. She's so busy. Anyway, back to this. All right, so we moved the blueberry green stalk over here. Y'all two move. Excuse me, dogs. Blueberry green stalk still looking fairly good. I had to do some pruning. Oh, we restacked. Once we unstacked it to move it, and we restacked it, it's kind of in a different configuration. So everything is still growing. Well, we have some empty pockets that had lettuce in it, so you know lettuce won't fill in it. Some of my kale was looking tough, but you know what I did? I pulled off the tough leaves because I see I have new leaves growing, so fine. I cut back this oregano hard, still looking great. And everything's still there. Look at my celery. Some of the celery was looking mushy. I removed those pieces, as you can see. But for the most part, I still got really strong looking stalks up here. The sage looks sad, but it'll be back. Everything else still doing its thing. Still have Swiss chard. I've got cauliflower growing in here. Yeah, so I'm cool with that. Here is my raspberry green stalk. Oh, yes. I may have also bought another tier for well, I actually bought a 5-tier snow green stalk. So I bought a 3-tier in the basket weave. So here's this has one snow basket weave, and the 2 clay colored ones have the snow basket weave. The blue one has the original green stalk, and I'll show you where the new green stalk is, because I also may have purchased a well, actually I think they added it in for frizzle because I don't recall purchasing it, but I got a leaf tier in glacier blue, but I'm gonna show you that because it's real cute. But it's not out here, it's somewhere else. Anyway, green stalk. Look at that broccoli over here brocking, and they were looking tough. If you can see, there's some burn from the cold because we did get some snow. We got some 18-degree days, but look at that broccoli at the top, and this is Morris heading cabbage collards everywhere else. So this purpling and this yellowing is from the cold. I should take them off, but look at that. Broccoli is out here brocking, and this is green magic broccoli. So that I actually didn't start that from seed, or did I? I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, I did. As a matter of fact, at my favorite store, you know, the blue one. and I saw the tag, but it was no plants around. I was like, oh, well, that's perfect. I'm gonna just grab the tag because it's sitting on the ground and there's literally no plants out here. So grab the tag. But anyway, I'm back to this. So this is all kale, lacinato, dwarf Siberian, and then the Russian ragged jack. That's garlic, and then this whole top tier. So this is an original 3-tier, and I got a leaf tier where I planted the garlic on the top. So this is some grocery store garlic, which is why my tag just says generic, because I have no idea. You know, the grocery store garlic, you don't know what it is. Strawberries out here, still doing their thing. Still got some kale in there. I have an onion in here somewhere. Kale is still doing fine over here. This is the dwarf Siberian curly kale. We got a collard green right there. And see, look, another kale up here. They're doing just fine. Strawberries doing what they're supposed to do this time of year, so no complaints on that. All the fruit trees have gone into dormancy, except for that loquat. The loquat still has beautiful green leaves on it. Like, it's all the way back there. That's the one finger. That's the loquat back there. Next, I guess it just wants to concentrate on my finger. I don't know. I ain't got beautiful fingers, but y'all look. This is my ornamental kale that I got from Kelly's nursery. And then these bags along here are broccoli and Copenhagen market cabbage. Now, I lost some of the cabbages. They were just young seedlings, and I'm not tripping about that because it is what it is. But I got a ton of stuff in the house started. More cabbages, more broccoli. And the seeds I started in the house, the plan here is I'm going to let them grow in the house from now until around February the 15th. And then I'll come plant them out in February. So as soon as the spring hits and the weather starts changing and our days start getting longer and we got more sun, then they will just take off, and they'll be pretty big by the time I plant them out. They'll be 2 months old by the time I plant them out. So they'll come outside just ready to rock and roll when the weather changes. And at that same time, on the same day I plant them out, I'll be starting my spring seeds. So I'll be starting my spring and summer crops in February. So in the 2 months, by the time last frost comes in April, hold on, Sunny, get out of there. What is Sunny doing? Sunny is drinking out of, see that little blue bucket? It's full of water. It's my outside water reserve, even though I have a rain barrel. Sunny, who has been thirsty his whole life, got to drink every bit of water he can ever walk past. Now, he doesn't drink out of the toilet, so bonus. But we also don't leave the bathroom doors open, so that's that. Anyway, back to the plan. So, like I said, by the time I bring those plants out in February, and they're going to be 2 months old, at least 8 weeks have passed. They'll be nice and big, ready to rock and roll when the time comes. And then when last frost comes in April, the seeds I started for spring and summer will be ready to come out. So they'll be at their 6, 8, 9 weeks by that point. So I got a plan how I'm going to rotate everything through without having any gaps in the garden. So we're in the actual garden. Let's see what survived the cold. Here's the leeks and some strawberries. Remember I planted some Japanese mustard greens out a few weeks ago, and I had them covered with those little waistbands? Well, everything survived except for one, but y'all, that one is making a comeback. So I ain't mad. The mustard green's gonna get big. Go ahead and do your thing. Here's a giant flower pot, and here's the gomphrena. And I have a ton of these started in the house, but as you can see, these are the seeds. This is a flower head and the seeds. And so what do? Same thing as I do with all my other pots. I come out, pull the seeds off, throw them back in the pot. So here we are, bed number 1. Well, you see we still have cauliflower, looking lovely. Cauliflower in there calling. Hold up. Oh, I gotta dig all the way in here. But can y'all see? Hold on, let me get my ashy fingers out the way. That beautiful, beautiful cauliflower. We have some forel and Stu's lettuce. Did not take any damage in the cold. That Swiss chard, look inside. I'm getting that, babe. Broccoli over here, brocking, still looking big, and we got broccoli heads. Broccoli head. Broccoli. This cabbage over here on the struggle bus, but it's still holding on. That ragged jack kale and the sage still holding on. But let me get close to these cabbages. We got a Brussels sprout right here. Hold on, y'all. Because oh, look at this parsley. I started it from seed, y'all. Brussels sprout. Y'all see that? We about to be eating. These red express cabbages, I'm moving slowly. And that is what it is. There is a broccoli I planted and one of those Japanese mustards. It took some cold damage, but as you can see, she's still hanging in there. And I threw some garlic in here. Oh, there's one. I had some extras left over, so I just threw them in different places. Because let's be for real, they're going to take forever anyway. There was nasturtium right here and it died, but y'all, we don't mess with these seeds, okay? We don't play around when it comes to seeds. It started going to seed. We took them seeds, threw them right back in here. So this going to be a big patch of nasturtium. And this was the Bloody Mary nasturtium that was right here. No, this was the Yeti nasturtium. So it was all yellow. There's some celery and there's some onions in here. My Brussels sprouts, and everything got a deep watering today a few hours ago. So Brussels sprouts, rustling. And we pulled off all the top leaves. So our plants can start concentrating more on forming the Brussels. So let's see what else we got here. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts. The one back there got some sprouts on it, but it's little. Hold on, let me see if you can see. Nope. Can you see that? No, you cannot. Oh, there you go. They little. This one's little. It was shaded out for a long time. This one right here is the monster of all Brussels sprouts. So that was a cauliflower that we brought in the house. Still got some marigolds. They dead. But what do we do with seeds, y'all? You come out. We harvest our seeds. And we throw them back in. Now, do I take some in the house and collect my seeds? I definitely do. But you know what's going here in the summer? In the spring and summer? Tomatoes. So those marigolds are actually in a really good spot. Here's my snapdragons. This one, she does snap and then she's just a dragon. And oh, there's another one. They still pretty big. But you can see, not all the snapdragons died off. They still look. Hold on, let me pull them from out of these Brussels sprouts. Some of them still looking fresh, and some of them just took some cold damage. It is what it is, y'all. I don't cover up anything. I'm trying to grow everything in the way it would grow in nature. Because here's a fun, vegetable gardens are not found in nature. You are not going to go into a woods anywhere and be like, oh, look, a grove of tomatoes and peppers and Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Like, these things don't grow together in nature. Hey, Mr. Big Daddy. He's so cute. Anyway, so this is a man-made creation. So that's what we out here doing. But again, I still want to be as close to nature. What am I doing? As close to nature as I can be. So back to the, so as you can see, my snapdragons still looking good. This cauliflower took some damage. It's still growing, but I don't know if he's gonna eat that. Here's one still growing. Another cauliflower. Another cauliflower. Like, they beautiful, y'all. I threw some onions in here. There's a garlic I threw in, and as you can see, some onions mixed in with this kale. Here are 2 cabbages I put in. This cabbage concerns me because it's getting shaded out by these broccolis. This broccoli's opening, so it's time for me to remove that. But if you can see, we're gonna pull this off. It's already starting to give me side shoots, so that's great. This broccoli is about to start heading up, and this one we already removed the crown, and it's giving me side shoots. See all that? Side shoots. Lacinato kale, looking great. His what is this? Oh, there's some collards, looking fantastic. That is the cabbage that was all eaten up, that had so much heavy pest pressure. It's heading up. Other cabbage besides this War Perfection heading up. Ragged Jack kale looking great. And as you can see, some onions. And there is one of the Japanese mustards coming back next to some onions. And this Swiss chard doing just fine. And another Japanese mustard over there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if you can see that. Looking good. Making a return soon. Here's something out. It was so eaten down I didn't know what it was, and I had to think real hard. I had to go back to my notes. That is a cabbage. So this bed looks kind of sparse because I pulled some stuff out. It has some rutabagas in it, so you know once you pull the rutabagas out, you have big gaping holes. And then it had some kohlrabi in it, which I also removed, which also leaves a big gaping hole. The fennel is over there on the struggle bus, but it's coming back. And then look at this little cabbage, y'all. Ain't she so cute? This one, there's one of the new broccolis I planted. There's another new broccoli and another new broccoli. So I did fill these in. These are not the starts I have in the house. Yeah, I put these in here maybe about 3 weeks ago. And I grew them in the house. So they're looking great. Over here behind me, Snapdragons is out here still snapping. Collard greens collaring. There's a Brussels sprout that's taking its sweet time. This cabbage is taking its time. This is a new broccoli. Another collards. And we got a cabbage out here. And it has some significant price, but not really. I mean, you see how the leaves looking, but it brought itself back to life. So I got no complaints about that. This time, still over here telling time. And these carrots, y'all, look. I have to show you something because I came out here, like I said, I deep watered this morning. And I was super excited. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see the shoulders on that carrot? Incredible, right? It's some more here like that with some big shoulders. Right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see the shoulders on that carrot? I want to pull it out so bad, but I'm not. We got a cabbage right here, and this head is hard, and I want to pull it out before it gets cold damage, because if you see the purpling on the leaves, that's cold damage. This broccoli coming in today, along with the others. I'm not going to wait for those to get any larger. That's a new cabbage. That's a new cabbage. That's a rutabaga that's taking its time. Oh, no, it's not. I'm lying. That's kale. Lacinato kale, ragged jack. I have a cabbage over here that's hanging in for dear life, and a broccoli right here. Over here, and this part is kohlrabi, and we're just leaving those alone because, as you can see, they kohlrabi-ing. Alright, I'm saying my dill, you was the realest, and the sweet peas, you was the realest. But you know, peas could not handle the hard freeze. But if you see, we still got collard greens in this pot. A cabbage right there that's doing just fine. This was one of the sacrificial cauliflowers. I left it there because the pest was loving it. And as you can see, everything's over here doing its thing. Another Savoy Perfection cabbage and a Copenhagen market. Look at them. Closing right up. And that's one of the new broccolis. This is a Brussels sprout, but let me not say but. She got Brussels. And 2 cauliflowers. They doing their thing. I will say some of these Japanese mustard took some hard hit. I took the hits only when it got down to that 18 degrees day we had. So I ain't even mad. Like, what wouldn't? What would be excited when it's 18 degrees outside? I mean, honestly, besides the collard greens, everything else was like, it's 18 degrees, bro. I gotta go. Anyway, let's see what else we got. All right, we got 2 more green stalks. The blackberry green stalk has a lot of empty spaces, and I'm gonna tell you that is because the blackberry green stalk had a lot of lettuce in it. So that's that's collard greens at the top. The whole second row was lettuce, and they had to go. This third row was Swiss chard, and as you can see, a big kale hanging out. I'm gonna turn it around for you. So the Swiss chards, some of them are still there, but they took some damage. And then a random garlic. See, random garlic. Every time I pull some out, I filled it back up with a garlic. So as you can see, that's collards. They still looking good. Everything is still left is looking good. Look at these snapdragons. So you know what I did the other day, right? I came out here and got some seeds off these snapdragons. Let me show you what your seeds are, just in case you don't know. So when your snapdragons start looking crispy, hold up. Who is calling me? I don't even know you. When your snapdragons start looking crispy, go ahead and get one of the heads off. And in here, let's see, in the head is where the seeds are. Let's see if I can open it. Oh, it's already sprinkling out into my hand. Y'all don't judge my hands. I'll be so ashy, but I also wash my hands like 5,000 times a day. So let's see if you can see this. So if you just take your snapdragon, the head, and so all I'm doing is I'm squeezing the head where the flower used to be. And guess what's coming out? Do y'all see that? That's your seeds. So, oops. So don't waste the seeds. This is why people say snapdragons are notorious self-seeders, because what happens is, okay, first of all, so these are where your seeds are. So this was a flower, and then it's going to close up and get like that, and seeds are in here. So feel free to just snap it off, and if you just twist it, you'll see. Do you see those seeds falling out? Yeah, I'm dropping them right on the ground, because if snapdragons grow, great. If they don't, okay, I got more. Also, I'm pretty sure y'all know when I say I got seeds in the house that I started a ton of more of snapdragons. They look great, and I love them. So that's that. So remember I said the peas are gone, so we took them off the cattle panel. There they go. So I do leave piles of stuff I pulled down. First of all, it's animals that eat these, and some of your stuff needs some of the pests in your garden needs warm places to live, and underneath some of your foliage is great. Now I'm not breeding bugs, but there are beneficials in. So about 70% of the bees in the world live underground. So keeping your ground, like I said, our ground is mulched, it's covered in wood chips. It's actually a good idea, especially if you plan to if you're growing a pollinator garden. And I mean, if you're growing anything, you need bees. They are what pollinates. Now your leafy greens, of course, don't have flowers. That doesn't mean I didn't put flowers out here, because I also wanted some color. So again, his snapdragons, they will come back in the spring. So I don't want anybody bursting into tears, but y'all look at these onions. That was a collard green, I think. Some more collard greens and some onions. Vinca by the cabbage. That red express cabbage is colossal. Onions, some collard greens there. That was some grocery store garlic that didn't make it. This is a collard that was actually big, as you can see where we picked from it, and it's growing back. Big old cabbage here. And y'all, look at the size. These onions are gonna be massive. I mean, look at that, how big that is. I gave them a haircut. It was so long the other day. I mean, they were touching the ground. So I gave them a haircut. They'll be fine. Behind the cattle panel in the long bed, cauliflower. Y'all see it? More Brussels sprouts. Another Brussels sprout. All my Brussels sprouts have Brussels sprouts on them. Another cauliflower. Some more kale. Some cabbages. Everything is doing fine, y'all. Behind here. Now, that's the oregano I started. It's spread out really nicely. Some stuff took some cold damage over here. Everything on this end, except for this lacinato kale. But these Japanese mustard greens just could not hack it, nor could that kale. Although there's a celery right behind it that's fine. So I don't have an explanation for this. That's the celery. It's fine. But the mustard greens said they piecing out. Let me show y'all this stuff, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Oh, I do want to show y'all that last green stalk, where it is and what I'm doing with it. This is a Savoy Perfection cabbage heading up. This is a Brussels sprout, and It's got Brussels sprouts on it, if you can see. But we didn't pull the leaves off of this one. But it's doing this thing. Got cabbages right here that are working on their life. And these red express cabbages, like I said, they slow. This one's covered up, so I'm not expecting nothing from this. Because this cabbage, another Savoy Perfection, is covering it up. Somewhere in here there is elephant garlic. And then these broccoli. So this broccoli, we already took the head off of it. That one's over there growing. That one's heading up, if you can see. And there's another cabbage right there that's also heading up. And these were pansies that were right here. So they're fine. They made it through the cold just fine. Even though all the flowers are gone, they're fine. So my grapevine over there looking naked. Can't even see it. But this is the bed that we kept overseeding with spinach. And it's growing, but it's also slow. Here the Bates collards. And listen, Bates rhyme with hates. And these collard hate.
Hi, come on.
Okay. Lastly, another of this is sacrificial cauliflower back there. I'm not going all the way back there because the kids are playing in the next yard. Some kale right there. Some collards. And this last green stalk here. And I know I didn't take y'all to the fruit trees, but look, we'll see them eventually. So these are shallots that you see standing up nicely and getting really big. Look at that. Shallots. This is spinach. I don't know what this is. I guess we gonna see. I'm gonna just let it keep going. So spinach. There's oregano that I forgot to cut back. Shallots. And here's these chives. I meant to cut them, but I pulled them back and kind of wrapped them up in there. They look terrible. Anyway, it is what it is. The blueberries, and look at the loquat. Like I said, it still got leaves, and the feijoa. That's the pineapple guava, looking fine. Here's 2 new broccolis that I planted when I planted all the other stuff. And those are the broccolis also. If you see, they still have the waste bins on them. And broccolis. But oh look, y'all, big old honking head of cabbage. This one was one of the cabbages that was a sacrificial one. Look at the pest pressure. It kept growing, but it never got right. So last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna run back here to the backyard, check out the greenhouse because there's something new in there too, and we're gonna check out this last green stalk. Hold up. All right, y'all. So we are back to the back. We're going back in here, and I know y'all want to see the chicken girls and how they doing and how they been hanging out through the weather. Y'all, real gardeners got trays everywhere. I ain't lying. I keep trying to keep it looking neat back here, but then I'm the problem. I'm the problem. Say it out loud. I'm the problem. Now look at yourself and say it out loud. You the problem. Because 9 times out of 10, you the problem in your own yard. Oh, look, we did start winter sowing, and some things are actually growing. I don't know if you can see. Some stuff is growing in the winter sowing. Oh, there you go. You can see it better through there. And what is this? This is a poppy mix. Poppies don't like to be, they don't like their roots disturbed. So I will actually pick this up when it's time. I will take all of it out. So I'm going to have to cut this completely open and remove this as a hunk and plant it as a big chunk. So look at that. So we got quite a bit of things over here growing. And I'm excited. Outdoor sink. Listen, we might be fancy. Not that fancy, but we trying. So I took these out. These are pots in here, by the way, in the cinder blocks. So see that? These pots fit perfectly in here. So we have drumstick allium here, bulbs, and then dahlia bulbs here, and the same on that side. So what's in the greenhouse? Y'all, let's talk about the greenhouse being restructured. Ta-da! All right. Yes, this is the same old cabbage. It's actually heading up, and it's actually very nice and hard. So around this cabbage is buncheon onions. These are scallions. You probably can't see them, but I'm sorry, shallots. Those are brown shallots. They get big. We got some Sophia red onions from Haas, and then my garlic from the farmer's market. In these pots, we have columbine and delphinium. The secret for delphinium, can you please share it with me? Because I cannot get delphinium to germinate to save my life. But I guess we'll see. So y'all know my rug is like this fern. Look at this little table and my little heater. So I'm not out here freezing my butt off, because I do come out here and sit down. Anyway, we got the Haas Sophia red onions right here. Now what did I have? I had some collards I had started in the house, and I had them left over from where I just planted extra collards out there. So they're in here. This is the straw for the straw boss straw. Now I have some Southern Giant mustard greens that I'm starting in the house right this minute, and they're not big enough for me to bring them outside, but their home is ready for them when it's time. I started way more than this to fill in some of those gaps, but some of them coming in here because I want to see how they're going to grow in the greenhouse environment. This is a bok choy. It's actually grown significantly since I bought it out here, and one of these Forellenschluss lettuces looks beautiful. In here, there is elephant garlic that has not yet sprouted. However, you know what? It's coming. It's going to happen. I ain't even tripping about it. And so, look, I need a bigger greenhouse, y'all. It's up, dear YouTube. One of y'all has a greenhouse that you want to donate to me so I have more growing space. Hit me up. You ship it, let me know. Thanks. I need more space to grow in here. I have greenhoused myself into, boxed myself right out. But it is what it is. So like I said, this is the garlic from the farmer's market. I have no idea what it is. I got some giant musselburgh leeks back there. I know they're planted closely, but don't worry about that. And this is the Sophia red onions from Haas. And they are short day. So, you know, I said I only try to do short day onions, even though intermediate day where we are. And I feel like, sorry, I'm closing this greenhouse up. I feel like the short day onions would be wildly successful here, since onions grow based on the length, the time of your day length. Can't even talk today. Anyway, say hello. That's my Jersey Giant, my Barred Rock, and my Rhode Island Red. Hey girls. Say, Mommy bought me a pumpkin today. I gave them a pumpkin a few days ago, a white, and they dusted it off. So my neighbor had given me one of these little orange ones that I said I had put in the day. They done already cored it out. You see the pumpkin on the ground? It's one pumpkin, and it's at this point a shell. Hey y'all, they think they about to get. I'm gonna get them some worms when we done. Look at this one. Y'all, look. My chickens don't want to go in the coop. They go in there and lay eggs, but they won't sleep in there. They all sit on the roof of the coop and sleep there next to each other, huddled up at night, which means they all poop. So we come in here every few days and scoop all the poop off the roof of the coop. I might be Dr. Seuss. Maybe Nurse Seuss. I ain't no doctor. So, what do we have over here, y'all? All right. This is the 5-tier snow. So I took one of the tiers off. Remember I told you I took one of the tiers off and put it on the glacier blue? And this is the original, so it's the smooth finish. And then I have a leaf tier of glacier blue. And I was like, how cute is that? So I haven't planted this out yet. It's actually the soil. I didn't even water this. I just filled it with soil and let it ride. So this is Pro Mix and compost. I didn't put any fertilizer in it because I'm not ready to plant in this yet. This is the chickens. And so we will be planting lettuce and some nice leafy vegetables in here and some good stuff the chickens can eat in the spring and summer. This, the green stalk is just for them. So I did plant in this one. And this whole top level is bulbs. It is the, you can't see nothing. I don't even know why I'm turning it around. So it is the tall mixed Dutch iris. So y'all, that is it as far as what's going on at the Lost and Funny farm. I know it's been a while since y'all seen me. Some things have changed. Did I tell y'all I resigned from my job? Yeah, so that's why you haven't seen me. I've been outside and outsiding and doing stuff, and I'm actually enjoying being home when it was super cold. Oh, and me and Mr. Big Daddy took a 7-day cruise because Mr. Big Daddy turned 50 at the beginning of December. So he wanted to cruise. We love cruising, and that's what we did. Honestly, he likes to eat. That's why he wanted to go on a cruise, and he didn't want to drive and talk to people and do stuff and things. So cruising is actually a perfect getaway for him, where you know, we can disconnect from life, because life be lifing out in these streets, y'all. So anyway, that's it for what's going on here at Lost and Funny Farm. Thank you for joining me. I'm home now, so expect another video in the next few days, because we're gonna go in the front yard and talk about what's going on out there. So I love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I need that. And again, whoever out in these streets with a greenhouse that's bigger than this one, they want to donate to me, I am here for it. All right. Like I said, next time we'll go to the front yard, or maybe we'll go upstairs and you can see the greenhouse inside and see what I got growing on. Yeah, that sounds great. All right. Bye.